In this video, I would like to showcase a great watch to help someone get into watches, a watch that really has a lot of value for not a lot of retail price. So the retail price on this is $395. This is the full-size 40mm quartz variation with the mint green dial. Now, I've been interested in seeing this dial in person for quite a while now. It's not a brand new release, but it is a newer release from the Swatch Group. And if you look at Tissot's website, the computer-generated images, the renders there, play this as more of a green color, kind of a minty green color, which is fitting because, again, the name of the dial is called Mint. But in person, it's a little bit more than that. In fact, I would say this skews a little bit more turquoise. And then depending on the angle that you're looking at this at, you will see the graining of the vertical brushing, or you will see more color. Or if the sun is really directly, shining on the dial, you get more of a silver effect with just a hint of mint. And I think it's a very beautiful dial. In fact, this is one that I hope Tissot expands into other sizes, into other styles. I would love to see a Powermatic 80 variation with a mint green dial. In fact, I would like to buy one of those and add it to my watch rotation because it just has that right amount of boldness and flavor and added texture with that waffle dial. I think that could be very compelling. And why stop there? Why not take it to the chronograph variation? I think that could be a lot of fun. You look at other brands, not necessarily direct competitors to Tissot, but they're doing very loud stuff, very out there stuff. And I admire the guts to do that as a brand. So I think maybe Tissot could push the boundaries a little bit more, but I'm nitpicking here. I think they're really presenting strong products when it comes to the PRX line. Now, going to the fit on wrist. For reference, my wrist is 7.25 inches in circumference, and I really like the thin nature of this. It's a little over 10 millimeters in overall height, and I think it has a powerful, dominant stance on wrist without being too cumbersome or too dominant, too long in the lug-to-lug distance. I know not everybody likes the full-size 40mm case when it comes to this integrated bracelet, so there is fortunately a 35mm option available, and I have tried that, but personally, it's a little bit too small for me. So perhaps Tissot, maybe they're already looking into this, but if they did, say, a 38mm PRX, I think that might even be the sweet spot for a wider range of people. Nevertheless, I really like this 40. I like how it looks. I like how it wears on my wrist. I really like the light play of this integrated bracelet in this dominant linear case. I like the vertical brushing, the polished chamfered edges. Really, you do a wrist roll in natural light, and there are a lot of angles and surfaces and different finishes for the light to reflect off of and technically play with. I know that sounds kind of ridiculous, but it's a very beautiful watch. You factor in the mint green dial, and this one becomes a little bit more playful. And in my opinion, I'd say top two when it comes to just the quartz variations, color scheme wise. Now let's go in on the dial on a macro level and take a look at the detail work. So you'll notice the logo, Tissot 1853, PRX, Swiss made, that is all done in black. That stands out nicely. The indexes are done in black. And then we have applied markers with a bitone finish, and note how that matches the overall hand design, which is also done in a bitone finish. And it's not often you see this. The retail price is $395, and then you can factor in discounts on top of that. So for a $400 watch, it's not often that you see this level of finesse and detail work and cleanliness on a macro level. And this is one of the aspects which I think is really adding some value to the overall model. Now within the watch is it's a quartz movement, it's an ETA movement. It has a 3-jewel gear train, so technically it's a little bit more sophisticated than your run-of-the-mill quartz movements. Unfortunately, in my experience with the PRX and specifically with this caliber, whether or not the seconds hand lines up perfectly with each index is kind of a hit or miss thing. It's not entirely consistent, but then again, it's a sub $400 watch. And speaking of the price, I do have a discount code that would be applicable to this specific watch, and that is with Saltzman's Watches. They are a Tissot authorized dealer in Rhode Island. They also carry Breitling and Oris and a couple other brands. They've been a great authorized dealer for me to work with over the years. So if you are shopping Tissot, if you're looking at a PRX, if you're looking actually at any of the watches that they carry, the discount code is good site-wide, and it will be in the description of the video. So thanks for taking the time to watch today. I really appreciate that. Reach out with any questions you may have, and please subscribe to my channel for more varied watch content. Thank you.